Here are the sentences you provided. 1. Her constant effort was the key to success. 2. The securities were sold to liquidate them for cash. 3. The thick smoke stifled the firefighters. 4. The miserly friend never paid for lunch. 5. He cleaned the room as a punishment for not listening. 6. I forewent dessert because I was too full. 7. The Pope held a mass to promote peace. 8. She is one of the ardent BTS fans. 9. The mentor gave sobering advice to the student. 10. It is necessary to further reinforce traffic regulations. 11. Our forces finally captured the strategic stronghold. 12. The dictator declared martial law across the country by proclamation. 13. After wearing the shoes for a long time, they started to stink. 14. Each child has a different rate of maturation. 15. His words and actions correspond with each other, so I trust him. 16. He joined the ruling party to engage in politics. 17. Tourism is considered an important sector of Hawaii's economy. 18. When she saw the monster, her whole body stiffened in fear. 19. The haunted house in the amusement park appalled me. 20. Imaginative thinking is needed to solve the problem. Let me know if you'd like to explore any of these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. In the occasion of sudden illness, call 119. 2. The man and woman mingled and had fun at the party. 3. The newlyweds spent a blissful time on their trip. 4. I was in a fatal car accident on the highway. 5. Adolescence brings physical changes such as voice changes. 6. His philosophical knowledge was superficial. 7. Agriculture is an important activity that sustains rural areas. 8. The book I wrote is for beginners, principally. 9. My father was in an abject state after losing his job. 10. The farmer was able to operate the latest farming equipment. 11. This room smells because the ventilation doesn't work well. 12. Companies must be responsive to consumers' demands. 13. The lawyer argued the client's innocence to the judge. 14. The player was inactive for a while due to a leg injury. 15. The discharged soldier reunited with his family after a long time. 16. A sponge usually absorbs a lot of water. 17. I don't want to meddle in other people's relationships. 18. Studying English entails that much effort. 19. The scout went to observe the enemy's movements for observation. 20. My daughter gave a feverish cheer at the concert. Let me know if you'd like to discuss any of these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The store was thrown into confusion after the fire broke out. 2. The gutter was blocked with fallen leaves, so the water couldn't flow. 3. My parents' steadfast love has been a source of strength for me. 4. My father was ill, but he was the centrality of our family. 5. Corruption and decay led to the fall of the Roman Empire. 6. TV stars appear to be very sociable with others. 7. The new regulations will be a damaging factor for our business. 8. Our son likes to mock comedians. 9. I take supplements to supplement my vitamins. 10. In winter, I get a flu vaccine due to influenza. 11. The baby's breastfeeding schedule was sporadic. 12. The boy was still young and timid. 13. I compressed the video file and saved it to a USB. 14. Spitting on the street is an unworthy action for a gentleman. 15. What we met was seen as the divine providence of God. 16. The British man invited 2 countrymen to Korea. 17. The villagers presumed she was a scammer. 18. Hercules was an unparalleled strong man. 19. When I saw the actor, I felt an impulse to scream. 20. The key to success can be said to be constancy and effort. Let me know if you'd like to explore or discuss any of these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The old factory called a company for renovation. 2. Inequality between nations can lead to war. 3. The company restructured and eliminated the unprofitable department. 4. Terrorism is considered an inhumane and immoral act. 5. Our family eats organic food without pesticides. 6. A luxuriant white rose bloomed in the garden. 7. He seemed convinced that his argument was correct. 8. Many people see beauty contests as negatively viewed. 9. The professor cited a famous philosopher in his lecture. 10. Filipinos believe in predominantly Catholicism. 11. The murderer repented for his crime, albeit too late. 12. I added syrup to sweeten my coffee. 13. I applied a repellent to chase away the pests. 14. Intervening in marital problems can lead to nothing but complaints. 15. Shintoism advocates eating indigenous foods. 16. The landlord is liable for repairing the roof and walls. 17. He shared the winnings from his lottery prize with his relatives. 18. According to the law, receipts must be retained for 5 years. 19. The waiter rendered water and food to the customer. 20. The U.S. government wanted to deport illegal immigrants. Let me know if you'd like to explore or discuss any of these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. She suffered from the side effects of cosmetic surgery. 2. A suspicious person was walking around our house. 3. His prestige as an economist was well known. 4. Russia deployed soldiers to Iraq. 5. Severe stress can make you lose your sanity. 6. I enjoyed the exotic scenery of Hawaii with my friend. 7. All the students in our class have confidence in the teacher. 8. The popular singer's first album was an absolute success. 9. His grandmother's Halloween costume was really ridiculous. 10. South Korea's birth rate is declining radically. 11. A naturalist is a scholar who studies animals or plants. 12. Depression is one of the serious ailments of modern humans. 13. The deer tried to escape the trap desperately. 14. You should make reliable people your friends. 15. The British dignitary held a party for the ambassador. 16. She was a patron who donated money to UNICEF. 17. As you age, your bones become more brittle. 18. She went to school in the afternoon to fetch the kids. 19. The entire building was in blaze due to arson. 20. She sprinkled chocolate chips beautifully on the cake. Feel free to reach out if you'd like to explore or discuss any of these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. Uranus is the third largest planet in the solar system. 2. I made compost from fallen leaves and spread it in the garden. 3. Joy is doubled when shared, and distress is halved. 4. I climbed to the summit of Halasan with the mountaineering members and took pictures. 5. The nomad lived in the wilderness, raising cows and horses. 6. It's a rash decision to conclude before the meeting ends. 7. I learned to cook through an apprenticeship in Korean cuisine. 8. The salesman had a harsh and unmusical voice. 9. The CIA agent deliberately spilled water on the gentleman. 10. The pigsty was filled with a lot of muck from the pigs. 11. With sufficient sleep, her body was refreshed. 12. I prepared a shotgun for the wild boar hunt. 13. This store is great because it sells goods at wholesale prices. 14. Congress passed the law after discussing corporate tax cuts. 15. I visited the folk village and looked at the quaint items from the past. 16. Now we must end the unrelenting tension between North and South Korea. 17. I felt my finger tingling after being stung by a bee. 18. A throng gathered at the castle gates to see the queen. 19. General Yi Sun-sin disposed of the turtle ships in a line. 20. Enrichment of uranium requires official authorization. Let me know if you'd like to dive deeper into any of these. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. He took the cold medicine according to the dose on the prescription. 2. The opposition party had a skeptical response to the ruling party's policies. 3. The advertisement is always preceded before the movie starts. 4. I instantly regretted after having a big fight with my friend. 5. The wizard tried to make gold using alchemy. 6. Zealous believers volunteered for the church. 7. He learned the rudiments of grammar well in English class. 8. Bad rumors have a swift nature when they spread. 9. The dictator controlled the press and oppressed the people. 10. Biofuels are fuels made from plants like corn. 11. He has developed the thrift of saving even 101. 12. The cabin was able to withstand the powerful hurricane. 13. Algae cause algae blooms due to various factors. 14. He attended the graduation ceremony for the conferment of the diploma. 15. The chair she sat on still had warmth left on it. 16. The prosecutor investigated the corruption of politicians and public officials. 17. Tourism was a factor that helped enrich Egypt. 18. We met by a purely coincidental chance. 19. The prisoner attempted to escape from prison but was caught. 20. I actively dissuaded him from using drugs. Let me know if you'd like to discuss or analyze any of these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The frightened fox hid behind a tree after seeing the lion. 2. Decimal calculations use numbers from 0 to 9. 3. The movie was nominated for the grand prize at the film festival. 4. He sang a love song with an emphatic voice. 5. I saw a unicorn with a single horn in a daydream. 6. He wears a hearing aid due to hearing impairment. 7. Gene replication is subject to strict management. 8. The criminal was upset, claiming he was caught purely by mischance. 9. The sculptor imprinted his famous quote onto the marble. 10. The criminal refuted the charges against him. 11. She is an instructor who teaches piano. 12. The movie will have its premiere in theaters in June. 13. People often express their affectional deficiencies. 14. The Titanic is a sunken passenger ship due to an iceberg. 15. The oasis appeared like a mirage and then disappeared. 16. King Henry imprisoned the nobility to consolidate his power. 17. He lives in a lofty apartment on the 30th floor. 18. An overdose of medication can easily lead to drug addiction. 19. The farmer picked apples to sell after they ripened deliciously. 20. He lost a lot of money through impetuous stock investments. Let me know if you'd like to go over any of these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The cars were almost standstill on the highway. 2. The rich are staying in luxurious villas. 3. The bank I was dealing with went into bankruptcy, so I couldn't receive the money. 4. The farmer fertilized the land with compost. 5. I omitted the repetitive sentences while reviewing the paper. 6. Life should be viewed optimistically rather than with pessimism. 7. Our forces had to retreat due to the enemy's full-scale attack. 8. His statement contradicted his actions. 9. The rumor that they were dating was a widespread gossip. 10. The nuns live in the convent in a community. 11. I clicked the mouse to rotate the image by 90 degrees. 12. The aristocrats maltreated the slaves in the castle. 13. We should avoid hasty generalizations. 14. The lavender scent filled the room through diffusion. 15. He sustained extensive injuries in the car accident. 16. The pain after the surgery subsided after a few weeks. 17. The old man is still robust for his age. 18. A ceremonial event was held to commemorate the 123 building. 19. The computer helps facilitate information analysis. 20. The painting fully expresses the artist's delicacy. Let me know if you'd like to discuss or analyze any of these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. Aristocrats led their armies in the castle. 2. My grandmother needleworks in her free time. 3. She ended her oppressive marriage with her husband. 4. I like both contemporary and classical art. 5. Rowling is known for her authorship of the famous Harry Potter series. 6. Many Jews were massacred by the German army. 7. Your careless actions marred our project. 8. A diamond the size of an egg emitted a brilliant light. 9. The new diplomat had no diplomacy skills at all. 10. The stray cat was rolling in the filth pile. 11. A schoolmate taunted me in front of others, calling me a fool. 12. The food at the restaurant is eatable, but the taste is not great. 13. I prayed to God to aid us. 14. She was sulky all day because she couldn't buy the doll. 15. Our troops launched a frontal attack against the enemy. 16. I went to see a language therapist for counseling. 17. The surgeon was busy with operations from the morning. 18. The computer can perform many tasks simultaneously. 19. The Roman soldier rode a chariot to the battlefield. 20. The athlete ran up the steep hill. Let me know if you'd like to discuss or analyze any of these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The selective breeding of cows reduces congenital defects. 2. The warrior looked at the monster with a fearless gaze. 3. Today is the day of the centennial celebration. 4. The YouTuber's cumulative views exceeded 1 million. 5. The professor wrote a testimonial for the scholarship student. 6. Sociology studies society and human behavior. 7. The teacher gave a daunting assignment to the middle school students. 8. Most religions advocate childbirth rather than abortion. 9. Korea is a homogeneous country that speaks the same language. 10. My younger sister flaunted her new shoes to me. 11. I made an apartment covenant with the tenant yesterday. 12. In a capitalist society, capitalism holds power. 13. She is pessimistic regarding the new business. 14. The Korean Empire proclaimed its independence to the world. 15. The notion of capitalism is different from communism. 16. Thanks to the alibi, I was exonerated from prison. 17. Cats and dogs can coexist together. 18. Obese individuals tend to overeat and not exercise well. 19. The old man left a large inheritance to his son. 20. The warehouse items were sorted in numerical order. Let me know if you'd like to explore any of these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The police caught the offender trying to escape at the scene. 2. My aunt's countenance was poor because she was feeling sick. 3. He was very dissatisfied with his math exam results. 4. Politeness toward the elderly is a virtue of the young. 5. She sang a lullaby to put the baby to sleep. 6. Rappers use a lot of slang in their songs. 7. The lodging cost at the five-star hotel was reasonably expensive. 8. I saw a gigantic whale at the zoo. 9. Her vague answer had a connotation of refusal. 10. Harry appeared in court as a prosecution witness. 11. He suggested an innovative solution to the problem. 12. We admired the flowers in the park's botanical garden. 13. The novelist abridged the content and introduced it in the newspaper. 14. Astronomy professors study the stars in the sky. 15. He suffered from temporary amnesia due to a car accident. 16. A large corporation posted a job opening for new employees. 17. I took an attitude of ambiguity between the two people. 18. His advice crucially influenced my decision. 19. I felt a tinge of jealousy in her words. 20. The final destination of this express bus is Busan. Let me know if you'd like to discuss or explore any of these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. All my kin came to my graduation party. 2. She is quiet but sometimes shows a fiery temperament. 3. Parents have an obligation to nurture their children well. 4. He was urgently arrested on charges of vehicle theft. 5. Cats can groom their fur with their tongues. 6. Salt water is corrosive, so it was kept away from iron. 7. In Greek mythology, there are many gods. 8. His decision to quit his job was an arbitrary one. 9. Many animals appear in Korea's folklore. 10. The 2 world wars caused a global massacre. 11. He was exhausted from working overtime for a week and depleted his energy. 12. We hugged each other at the airport, tearful. 13. If you're compulsive about speaking well, words won't come out. 14. The criminal waived his right to appoint a lawyer. 15. Your rude behavior really offended her. 16. The polite young man showed reverence to the elderly. 17. Every problem has a corresponding solution. 18. The computer displayed the building in a 3-dimensional shape. 19. The elderly man faltered severely while going down the stairs. 20. After the machine repair, the overall production increased by 10%. Let me know if you'd like to discuss any of them further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. Luffy and his crew embarked on the Sunny to go on an adventure. 2. This book is about the story of an ingenious country boy. 3. The proportion of male freshmen is lower than that of female freshmen. 4. I gave her maternity clothes as a gift to congratulate her. 5. The creation of the Korean alphabet is a great accomplishment of King Sejong. 6. Pottery is fired multiple times in a kiln at high temperatures. 7. Everything I'm saying right now is factual. 8. In the foreseeable future, autonomous vehicles will become mainstream. 9. I intend to patronize domestically made products whenever possible. 10. Even a rat will make a desperate attack when cornered. 11. He seems to have a radiance on his face when he smiles. 12. Superman wore a cape when responding to a crime scene. 13. I built a country house to enjoy the tranquility of the countryside. 14. John suddenly poked my shoulder during class. 15. I controverted his false claims one by one. 16. It is desirable to refrain from smoking in public places. 17. The thief scrambled over the fence when he was caught by the owner. 18. Many people moved into urban apartments. 19. Niagara Falls offered a breathtaking view. 20. The government took resolute measures regarding the bribe. Let me know if you'd like to discuss or explore any of these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. We did an electrostatic induction experiment in science class. 2. The death of his friend caused him great agony. 3. The criminal's statement was mostly inconsistent with the facts. 4. A chameleon can camouflage by changing the color of its skin to match the leaves. 5. Ethanol is made from corn using microbes. 6. A historian has deeper knowledge of history than most people. 7. The underground repository containing cultural heritage was flooded. 8. Your eye color is determined by your inherited gene. 9. The company showed sustainable growth despite the recession. 10. Australia is located in the southern hemisphere on the map. 11. I portrayed her in various poses. 12. The food at the so-called best restaurant was really dreadful. 13. She personalized the computer's startup screen. 14. Korea sent a delegation to negotiate with Japan. 15. He tried to overcome his hearing disability. 16. A bone marrow donor appeared for a young leukemia patient. 17. The boss wants conformity to his instructions. 18. Aerobic exercises like jogging at home are good for health. 19. Diet and lifestyle affect the progression of diabetes. 20. She outperformed her competitors with exceptional skill. Let me know if you'd like to discuss or analyze any of these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The winner of the competition was acclaimed with cheers. 2. After changing the car's engine, its efficiency improved. 3. Koreans enjoy seaweed like kim and dried kelp. 4. The Earth's rotation causes day and night. 5. A netizen posted a petition on the Blue House bulletin board. 6. The worker complained about receiving an inadequate salary. 7. He is a philosophy professor who is respected by his students. 8. He spent time sitting in the chair in a mindless state. 9. Her plan encountered resistance from the other side. 10. He is meticulous enough to record his daily schedule. 11. Her discontent with the new manager exploded. 12. When they heard a human voice, the rats scurried underground. 13. The relationship between North and South Korea has reached a deadlock without progress. 14. His apathetic attitude made his girlfriend angry. 15. She received criticism for wearing a hideous dress. 16. I am planning for the expansion of the store because it is doing well. 17. The singer sang in tune with the piano accompaniment. 18. I was startled when the car whizzed by right next to me. 19. He is a very qualified teacher. 20. He fixed the swallow's broken limb with a twig. Let me know if you'd like to discuss or explore any of these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. I sent him the invoice for the clothes I ordered. 2. A chicken is a type of fowl raised at home. 3. The exam required validation of its relevance. 4. It was destiny that they took the same bus. 5. The exact origin of go is somewhat in obscurity. 6. She received her diploma at the college graduation ceremony. 7. He was reluctant to clean his room. 8. Be careful when you ascend a tall ladder. 9. I worked in the accounting department managing the company's funds. 10. The sports car zoomed quickly past me. 11. It's harmful to develop a dependence on alcohol to forget pain. 12. I shared a fraction of the pizza with my friend. 13. I spent all my time in indecision while choosing clothes. 14. Reliance on medication due to insomnia is harmful. 15. The doctor prescribed antibiotics after the surgery. 16. A scrupulous comparison is necessary when buying a new car. 17. The banquet for the farewell party ended at midnight. 18. He worked hard on our behalf. 19. The sun slowly set beyond the ridge. 20. Your ragged clothes make you look pitiful. Let me know if you'd like to explore any of these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. Harry wandered freely thanks to his invisibility. 2. I tried to remain sanguine the more difficult life became. 3. I pressed the accelerator to accelerate the car. 4. The Philippines had a period of American colonial rule in the past. 5. My friend deluded me by pretending to be close. 6. People were moved by his outspoken speech. 7. Many people visited the hospital due to the infection of measles. 8. The thief used his cleverness in the wrong way. 9. Oil prices have been inexorable in their rise since the summer. 10. The boxer battered his opponent's abdomen continuously. 11. To complete the renewal of the permit, you must pay annually. 12. Our house is on a ridge, so the lookout is great. 13. Luffy recaptured the island from the bad pirates. 14. Hot water suddenly poured out of the faucet. 15. To get what you want, nimbleness is required. 16. The matchstick flared and then went out immediately. 17. Last year, I launched my own sports fashion business. 18. He firmly rejected my job offer. 19. Thick eyebrows are the new makeup vogue this year. 20. I felt compassion for the stray cat and brought it home. Let me know if you'd like to discuss or explore any of these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. My younger sister occasionally helps me with my homework. 2. She dived into the pool's water vertically. 3. Thanks to jobs, the proliferation of smartphones occurred. 4. The table was set with appetizing food. 5. It's hygienic to take a shower after going outside. 6. The statement of the witness was inconsistent. 7. The world today, focused only on war, is an apocalyptic phenomenon. 8. I tried to hide my disappointment about my grades. 9. He showed repentance for his wrongdoings during the church service. 10. The teacher ejected Tony, who had been misbehaving in class. 11. The intangible passion from the soccer player was palpable. 12. Their fateful love transcended borders. 13. Dynamics studies the forces and motion of objects. 14. I didn't answer the reporter's personal question. 15. Amid the park, there was a large oak tree. 16. The shepherd was grazing the sheep's herd on the meadow. 17. As autumn came, a refreshing wind blew. 18. I bought a vacuum cleaner to clean the room. 19. He was a person of ingratitude, lacking any appreciation. 20. He empowered his wife to make her own decisions. Let me know if you'd like to dive deeper into any of them. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The reporter drove the carriage up the rugged slope. 2. King Arthur was ruined by the treachery of his minister. 3. The police tried to clarify the cause of the accident. 4. Her sincerity was a major asset in her success. 5. I gulped a cup of water because I was thirsty. 6. His burn-related external injuries were serious. 7. He acted as if he were indifferent to her. 8. The movie was denounced for being too violent. 9. The doctor specialized in plastic surgery at the university. 10. His boyhood was more influenced by his mother than his father. 11. Today's meeting was canceled due to too few attendees. 12. Newton accidentally discovered the law of gravitation. 13. I am still an inept driver when it comes to parking. 14. She was a dedicated mother to her family. 15. There were so many people on the subway this morning that we shoved each other. 16. Be careful not to be deceived by deceptive loan ads. 17. He retracted his promise for no reason. 18. The new soldier's vigor had a positive impact on his team. 19. I ordered the dish of the day based on the restaurant's recommendation. 20. After training, the swimmer drained the pool water. Let me know if you'd like to discuss or explore any of these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The prosecutor investigated the corrupt public officials. 2. The United States has bountiful natural resources. 3. The hacker failed to hack due to the complexity of the code. 4. Korea is a monolingual environment where only Korean is spoken. 5. Nami sprained her ankle after falling from the boat. 6. The fortune tellers claim that they can foresee the future. 7. The electricity bill payment was overdue, and a reminder was sent. 8. He submitted his application to the company. 9. The knight on a white horse pierced the monster's belly with his sword. 10. She answered my question with certainty. 11. The counterfeiter artfully forged the 50,000 won bill. 12. He was severely scolded for committing theft. 13. Humans have an insatiable desire for power. 14. I recorded in a soundproof studio. 15. The attacker avoided the defensive player and scored a goal. 16. If you touch the secretions of a snail, they feel slimy. 17. I transferred the money from my account to my wife's account. 18. She had an aptitude for music from a young age. 19. Scrape the fan's black bottom with a steel scrubber. 20. Colonel Kim is rumored to be strict with his soldiers. Let me know if you'd like to explore or discuss any of these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. BTS's concert yesterday was absolutely fabulous. 2. I was reborn as a muscular man through exercise. 3. Free trade is based on reciprocity. 4. Syria is suffering from a civil war affecting the whole nation. 5. Being too obsessive about hygiene can have a reverse effect. 6. I cleaned every nook of the house for the first time in a while. 7. The movie is about aliens invading Earth. 8. Encyclopedia is a book that contains all knowledge. 9. He tried to assimilate the new trends. 10. The determinant of cost is the price of the product. 11. Her stock investment failure was due to a facile analysis. 12. I submitted the documents needed for my passport application. 13. He undertook the task of taking care of the children. 14. The interpreter made a mistake in the translation. 15. She is a well-known hotel specialist. 16. The lecture at the seminar, that latter stuck in my memory. 17. A person is greatly affected by the influence of their growing environment. 18. Always beware of the neighbor's hunting dog. 19. His ingenuity livened up the atmosphere of the party. 20. The framework of the building was strong enough to withstand earthquakes. Let me know if you'd like to go over any of these in more detail. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. She was irritated because she was too late for the appointment. 2. He was welcomed by everyone at the gathering. 3. The shark is the most terrifying predator in the ocean. 4. We saw concurrence in our decision to travel to the UK. 5. Chicken shops in Korea are at saturation level. 6. She registered at the gym for her fitness. 7. The startling news that the star is getting married was revealed. 8. She adorned her hat with roses. 9. Vanity and extravagance lead people to destruction. 10. The armament competition between the US and Russia was fierce. 11. He had a deformity in his arm due to a genetic mutation. 12. The delivery company strives to be as punctual as possible. 13. The crown found on the treasure ship was priceless. 14. The hunter lured the sparrow with delicious food. 15. I have pockmarks because I had smallpox when I was young. 16. My friend wears a flower hat with an eccentric taste. 17. Don't stray too much from the topic of discussion. 18. The politician incited the public and sparked a protest. 19. Steve Jobs was a successful multimillionaire in business. 20. The pendulum of the wall clock swung back and forth. Let me know if you'd like to explore or discuss any of these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. I had to pay an additional fee for the air conditioner installation. 2. He used to be a teacher, but his current job is a lawyer. 3. He considers being superstitious when moving. 4. The story of the young man helping his grandmother was really heartwarming. 5. I used pesticide to kill the mosquitoes. 6. He had a small stature, but he was a strong person. 7. I bought a beverage like cola at the grocery store. 8. I'm struggling because of insomnia these days. 9. He received a legacy of $5,000 from his father. 10. She was unemployed for 2 years after being laid off. 11. My boyfriend greeted my mom formally. 12. She was the only lawful heir of the large corporation. 13. The captain had experience sailing in the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. 14. The monastery is where the clergy study. 15. I was always cautious when meeting strangers. 16. The Ministry of Education repealed the dress code for students. 17. Korea is not officially at the end of the war. 18. When I got my paycheck, I donated a small amount to charity. 19. My younger sister filled the pail with water using the hose. 20. The murderer committed an odious series of murders. Feel free to reach out if you'd like to discuss any of these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. Young people in South Korea must obligate to serve in the military. 2. During military training, the sergeant saluted the colonel. 3. His refusal to answer the phone infuriated me. 4. I magnified the image with a magnifying glass. 5. The more I fixed the errors, the better my accuracy became. 6. Despite the criticism, I maintained my composure. 7. The criminal strangled the victim with a rope. 8. She met the bishop at the Roman cathedral. 9. An excellent athlete must have good agility. 10. My mom was concerned about me not studying hard. 11. The pastor preached a sermon at church every Sunday. 12. The author wrote about his life in a narrative style. 13. The full moon brightly lightened the streets at night. 14. Gardening in the middle of summer is back-breaking work. 15. Rice and potatoes are classified as starches. 16. I hadn't washed for a few days, so my whole body itched. 17. I had a justification for getting angry at him. 18. The company was scouting for talented people. 19. He had assurance about my success. 20. The professor's repetitive explanations bored the students. Let me know if you'd like to discuss or analyze any of these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The accident between the truck and the car happened at the intersection. 2. Many companies are sponsoring this bazaar. 3. Wetlands are a treasure trove of ecosystems where various creatures live. 4. Her blonde hair shimmered under the streetlight. 5. Through technological development, robots gained intelligence. 6. I was motivated by his passionate speech. 7. He was engrossed in watching TV dramas. 8. She was late for the appointment due to severe traffic congestion. 9. He is a comrade from a company I've known for a long time. 10. The bus requires maintenance every day for safety. 11. The adhesive adheres well to any object. 12. Susan is a sleepyhead and is always late for school. 13. The illness he caught has no connection with food. 14. The company is affiliated with a local university. 15. My father paid for my second semester tuition. 16. He was a pessimist who thought negatively about everything. 17. The emergence of smartphones has redefined the meaning of a phone. 18. The child was loved for being smart and accomplished. 19. Her constant questioning was an allusion to the opposition. 20. Korea is in a festival mood due to the emergence of a global singer. Let me know if you'd like to discuss or explore any of these further. Sure. Here are the sentences. 1. The South Korean president's mandate is guaranteed for 5 years. 2. Your odd behavior always amazes me. 3. Drivers must renew their driver's license every 10 years. 4. His brutal crime incited the wrath of the people. 5. The merchant vend instant hamburgers at the street stall. 6. Warm spring passed swiftly, and the hot summer arrived. 7. Nuclear weapons are one of the most deadly weapons to humanity. 8. Joro has been my only adversary since kindergarten. 9. Mom always tampered with me when I ate. 10. She was conservative and ignored new trends. 11. The clerk ushered customers to their seats quickly. 12. The talent show has now become the school's annual event. 13. The student continued a lasting relationship with the teacher. 14. Polar bears are at risk of extinction due to global warming. 15. The singer's live performance enlivened the party. 16. The company requested the repeal of restraint from the government. 17. The two people are in an intimately close relationship within the company. 18. He bid $20,000 for a Goryeo selling at the auction. 19. Picasso was a celebrated artist of Cubism. 20. All the newspapers exaggerated the incident. Let me know if you'd like to do something with these. Here are the new sentences you provided. 1. He exerted his position as a member of parliament wrongly. 2. Use a mop soaked in water to clean the kitchen. 3. Japan's whaling was controversial worldwide. 4. Seoul has diversified the design of its buildings. 5. My company coworker is a hardworking person. 6. If you're living a sedentary lifestyle, you should walk for your health. 7. After eating rice cake, he suffered acute pain in his stomach. 8. You should also give consideration to other people's opinions. 9. The armor of the Black Knight protects him from enemies. 10. The elixir the king seeks is a herb for eternal life. 11. He easily catches colds due to his weak immune system. 12. He is an acquaintance I've known since I was young. 13. The police officer made a doubtful expression after the criminal's confession. 14. I envisioned a future where self-driving cars roam the streets. 15. The plateau of Tibet is the highest place in the world. 16. The increase in investment is an indication that the economy is recovering. 17. They built rental housing for homeless people. 18. The United States dropped atomic bombs on Japan. 19. The company reflected the interaction with customers in their products. 20. The nurse rolled up her sleeve to give the patient an injection. Let me know if you'd like any further assistance with these. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. He spoke with poise and confidence. 2. Messi has inherent abilities as a soccer player. 3. The nail protruded from the wall, so it was hammered in. 4. People feel fulfillment when they finish what they wanted. 5. The police asked to show an identification. 6. An additional person was needed to finish the work at the company. 7. You are great. Mightiness. 8. I always reckon that I will succeed someday. 9. She conducted the funeral according to Christian ritual. 10. The mother cat purred when she saw the person. 11. The earthquake caused high-rise buildings to crumble. 12. She shredded lettuce to make a salad. 13. Among first graders, many children are literate. 14. The shape of the earth is not a perfect sphere. 15. The smoke from the chimney contaminated the air. 16. Many lawmakers dealt with laws in the parliament. 17. He wrote the wrong answer due to a computation error. 18. She got married unexpectedly last week. 19. I painted a picture inspired by Picasso. 20. Recently, dresses have become a fad among women. Let me know if you want to explore anything further with these sentences. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. Additional fiscal supply is needed to stabilize housing prices. 2. My parents are very indulgent with us. 3. Eating food with hands is barbaric. 4. The sports car quickly outpaced the truck. 5. The loud TV sound hampered my studying. 6. The medium studies the spiritual world. 7. My jeans completely faded after washing. 8. She was a vegetarian for 7 years and only ate vegetables. 9. Deregulation is essential for the business environment. 10. He was a particularly notable player among the soccer players. 11. In fact, the world's nuclear stockpile is beyond imagination. 12. The entire country became impoverished due to the long war. 13. The archaeologist excavated human bones from the tomb. 14. The National Tax Service conducted a corporate accounting investigation. 15. The doctor has liability for the patient's death. 16. The baby is suffering from a congenital mental retardation. 17. Spitting on the street is filthy. 18. A large banner was hung on the facade of our building. 19. The government official downplayed the severity of the economic recession. 20. The seawater obliterated the sandcastle on the beach. Let me know if you need any further assistance. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. He applied saliva to the mosquito bite. 2. I visited a poultry farm that raises chickens in large quantities. 3. The king officially designated his successor. 4. I used worms as bait when fishing for goldfish. 5. The airplane quickly moved on the runway for takeoff. 6. He already failed at the first phase of the project. 7. She ran with her shoelaces undone. 8. Thunder rumbled in the sky as if it was about to rain. 9. The emperor announced a new decree regarding taxes. 10. Helping suffering people is a worthwhile thing to do. 11. The digestive system includes the mouth, stomach, and intestines. 12. She received a performance award as the best performer. 13. He is the most influential person in the mayoral election. 14. My attorney is handling the real estate lawsuit. 15. He studied English hard and did infinitely well. 16. The bed was so large that it seemed to occupy the entire room. 17. Josh suffers from pollen allergies every spring. 18. The temple in the mountains was really serene and peaceful. 19. He paced nervously while waiting for the interview. 20. Violence includes both physical and verbal violence. Let me know if you'd like to work on them further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The eyes and ears are important sensory organs. 2. Cigarettes and alcohol are very addictive and should be used cautiously. 3. There was a great divergence of opinions among the members. 4. Korea had a negotiation with the U.S. on agricultural products. 5. The hunter set up a decoy to hunt the wild boar. 6. I wiped my hands with a towel moistened with water. 7. A vengeful person committed random acts of violence on the street. 8. I have incurred a great burden with this investment. 9. The parents were happy that their son had received an elevation to manager. 10. Samsung fully reimbursed the cost of the faulty refrigerator. 11. He is a gourmet who searches for delicious food. 12. I want to enhance my English skills this semester. 13. The world is experiencing an era of limitless competition. 14. To stop the transmission of avian influenza, they cull the infected birds. 15. The best way to solve fatigue is to get a good sleep. 16. I received a latest model smartphone as a graduation gift. 17. Patriotism is often seen in war movies. 18. We spent the whole day on the indoors because of the rain. 19. My grandfather passed down his property to my father. 20. Jeju Island is said to have been formed by an undersea volcanic eruption. Let me know if you'd like to continue working with these. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. Santa Claus is a genial and lively character. 2. The capillaries in my eyes burst, making my eyes look bloodshot. 3. Edison's invention of the light bulb changed our daily lives. 4. He studied invariably hard and succeeded. 5. The person in charge requested the presence of everyone at the meeting. 6. The sequence of discord between the two people escalated into a fight. 7. The appraisers evaluated the fake item as worthless. 8. The country completely perished after losing the war. 9. I sent a birthday telegram to my friend. 10. You need permission for the school trip. 11. I felt the vibration of my phone in my pocket. 12. The increasing number of stray cats became a troublesome issue. 13. I gave my friend a clear, accurate explanation of the problem solving. 14. The company needed a more spacious office. 15. The startups that began with ideas are thriving. 16. The same situation is reported with different perspectives by each journalist. 17. The detective pondered how to unravel the case. 18. The computer notifies you when there is a shortfall while saving. 19. The tennis player couldn't dodge the incoming ball. 20. The police were very dubious about my alibi. Let me know if you'd like to proceed with these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. My idea crystallized into a business. 2. The police pursued the criminal until they caught him. 3. A bloodshed occurred due to the fight between the two tribes. 4. The reason he was late was very convincing. 5. The atmosphere was ruined because of her fickle behavior. 6. Korea won the World Cup in 2 successive tournaments. 7. Switzerland is a neutral country that does not belong to either side. 8. She was astonished when she heard the news of her friend's death. 9. Einstein's theories opened a new epoch in physics. 10. His being a priest is just a mere hypocrisy. 11. I felt discomfort because of the narrow seat on the plane. 12. I couldn't pinpoint where it hurt. 13. The court granted amnesty to the model prisoner. 14. After the agreement, I recanted suing my friend. 15. The government widely publicized the exploits of the independence activists. 16. After seeing the ghost, she had a pallid complexion. 17. I minimized the damage from the typhoon with thorough preparation. 18. My friend sent a subscription fee to the newspaper company. 19. His military stories were full of exaggeration. 20. The entire village was buried in the ground by a landslide. Let me know if you'd like to work with them further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. An emergency situation occurred, so I called 1119 for help. 2. An ultrasound can be used to examine a pregnant woman's baby. 3. She watched an interesting LG cell phone commercial. 4. A tram was installed to improve traffic convenience in the new city. 5. His sculpture fused well with the atmosphere of the park. 6. The hospital sequestered the infectious patients completely. 7. One of the current popular jobs is an entertainer. 8. Our baseball team had an outright victory against the opponent. 9. This device measures temperature and humidity accurately. 10. The police set up a motorist checkpoint for drunk driving. 11. The composition of the beverage is mostly water. 12. He isolated himself, cutting off social intercourse. 13. Calling someone retarded will lead to a fight. 14. He always confounded his twin brother and younger brother. 15. I made a very vacuous mistake in my math exam. 16. It turned out he was a treacherous scammer. 17. The student was very attentive during class. 18. You must undergo an exam for promotion. 19. Many spectators came to watch the soccer game. 20. The diminutive hands of babies are really cute. Let me know if you'd like to do something with these. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The clerics gathered to urge religious reconciliation. 2. Counterfeit money has no monetary value. 3. The rebels planned to subvert the government. 4. Children originally grow up emulating their parents. 5. The typhoon is expected to move inland into China in the afternoon. 6. He talks a lot because he's an extensive chatterbox. 7. Now we don't have much time to rectify our mistakes. 8. He is a pastor respected by the congregation. 9. The dream I had kept for a long time became a reality. 10. An unbelievable miracle occurred when the river split. 11. After retiring, he spent his later years in lonesome solitude. 12. She wasted time doing meaningless work. 13. There are 50 people in our company's payroll. 14. I assured that I was telling the truth. 15. The police assembled evidence to prove the crime. 16. The singer dedicated his entire life to singing. 17. I didn't notice the time passing because I was tackling a difficult assignment. 18. He enjoyed the privilege of not going through the security checkpoint. 19. They descended to the first floor by elevator. 20. I was disappointed because he didn't keep his promise. Let me know if you'd like to explore these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. Avian influenza has mutated and cannot be transmitted to humans. 2. His piano recital was held at the Arts Center. 3. My father works in the shipbuilding industry, making boats. 4. We are currently living in a multicultural society. 5. We traveled by dog sled through a severe blizzard. 6. Negotiations were held to improve the trade imbalance. 7. In the dark, the luminous hand of the clock glowed. 8. My grandfather pulled out a few strands of white hair. 9. I fell and my ankle became swollen and bruised. 10. Modern people mostly face affective issues. 11. The veterinarian examined the puppy's leg. 12. Hyundai prepared for the worldwide distribution of new cars. 13. The clergy were careful in everything for the sake of piety. 14. Since when did Korean wrestling originate? 15. He learned calligraphy from the teacher at the Seodang traditional school. 16. Currently, there is active exchange between the Orient and the West. 17. The meeting between the two leaders is a way to avert war. 18. After a thorough investigation, the prosecution prosecuted the criminal. 19. Birds gathered to eat the crumbs that fell on the ground. 20. His tombstone had his name and life inscribed on it. Let me know if you'd like to work with these. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The principal hoped to be remembered as a venerable educator. 2. The local doctor gave me a referral for a checkup at the general hospital. 3. Both the ruling and opposition parties held a convention on Sunday. 4. There were many scarecrows set up in the cornfield. 5. The drone hovered above the building while taking photos. 6. Safety inspection for fire prevention was carried out. 7. Buddhists believe in reincarnation after death. 8. He moved from the headquarters to a workplace at a branch office. 9. I reserved an 8-person seat for the birthday party. 10. The chairs in the wine bar are static and cannot be moved. 11. She was the sole survivor of the car accident. 12. The coffee shop sells a wide variety of drinks. 13. His body became rigid with fear the moment he saw the ghost. 14. I worked as an accountant at a trading company. 15. The worker received compensation for the accident during work. 16. He only received rudimentary education after dropping out of middle school. 17. The experiment was conducted in an optimum environment during science class. 18. Iron Man's suit was invulnerable even to cannon fire. 19. I wish our country also had abundant natural resources. 20. A person's mind is easily swayed by flattery. Let me know if you'd like to explore or modify anything. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The special product of Naju province is delicious pears. 2. Our opinions diverged on the solution. 3. The scammer approached her with the intent to deceive her. 4. Severe stress predisposes one to adult diseases. 5. Edison's whimsical invention made life more convenient. 6. The tailor lengthened the short pants. 7. During the rainy season, it gets hot and humid, making me irritable. 8. Oblique sunlight came through the window. 9. He contrived a way to survive on the drifting ship for a day. 10. Our counterpart in the negotiation figured out our strategy. 11. While the doctor was operating, blood came from the veins rupture. 12. His melancholy became so severe that he attempted suicide. 13. Gasoline is a dissolvent substance that removes paint. 14. The people began protesting against the autocracy. 15. The plains of the southern region are famous for rice cultivation. 16. The government investigated to standardize the Korean language. 17. Eating fatty foods is bad for the heart of an overweight person. 18. It's more convenient to park in a diagonal line rather than in a straight line. 19. He is precocious for his age of 7. 20. The more I worked, the more the acceleration increased. Let me know if you'd like to explore these sentences further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. It's fine to use colloquial language among friends. 2. The deforestation caused a large area of land to be deforested. 3. He explained the detailed contents of the contract. 4. The company provides regular ethics training for its employees. 5. Stealing someone else's belongings is morally wrong. 6. The anesthetic was able to lessen the patient's pain. 7. He was bitten by a snake with venom and was taken to the hospital. 8. Marriage comes with incidental responsibilities and duties. 9. The politician's speech caused a sensation among the public. 10. Hereby, I certify that the above information is true. 11. The two countries signed an armistice to end the long war. 12. She rejoiced upon hearing her college entrance exam results. 13. The author signed a publication agreement with the publisher. 14. I distilled seawater to make fresh water and drank it. 15. He used all means to succeed. 16. I told him beforehand that I was going to quit the company. 17. A faithful servant does not serve two masters. 18. Korea and China played a soccer game for amity. 19. He was an active and enterprising businessman. 20. This drink contains a little alcohol. Let me know if you'd like to continue or make any changes. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. My house is farther from school than my friend's house. 2. She became red-faced with embarrassment. 3. Residents of Korea aged 19 and older have the right to vote. 4. At the buffet, I heaped food onto my plate. 5. In the past, there was a societal structure between the aristocrats and commoners. 6. The human body is a very complex and intricate organism. 7. The U.S. Embassy negotiated for diplomatic resolution. 8. The pastor majored in theology at a Christian university. Number 9. I came to Bosingac to watch the stroke of the bell at midnight. 10. They spoke in a very muted voice at the library. 11. The chairman experienced indignity by being denied entry to the company. 12. He has been in a torpid state since breaking up with his girlfriend. 13. The workers negotiated for equitable wages. 14. The two people got to know each other better as they conversed. 15. The thug is harassing the neighborhood children. 16. The firefighter put out the fire with the extinguisher. 17. As the time came to part, everyone's eyes were moist. 18. You become eligible to vote starting at age 19. 19. The temple is a sacred place for monks. 20. I wasted my precious time on a trifling problem. Let me know if you'd like to work on them further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The elderly man developed inflammation in his knee joint as he got older. 2. My skin looked pale because of a lack of pigment. 3. Driving in traffic can be a very frustrating experience. 4. She sat in the chair and swiveled it around twice. 5. There is a need for the conversion of the Hangul file into an Excel file. 6. The sweater was made from nylon, a synthetic fiber. 7. I confided my secret to my close friend. 8. The fox scampered into the cave to avoid the lion. 9. He held a malice toward the boss who fired him. 10. I was getting annoyed with his incessant complaints. 11. She made an utterance about her opinion on the college entrance exam. 12. His achievements inspired others. 13. A large rock tumbled down the hill. 14. Cows and sheep were grazing peacefully in the pasture. 15. Her leukemia progressively worsened. 16. The military was dispatched to the Middle East for an operation. 17. Slavery in the United States was abolished hundreds of years ago. 18. The Olympics is a festival that encompasses sports and the economy. 19. We need to break the stereotype of male roles. 20. The typhoon hit, but the apple trees in the orchard remained intact. Let me know if you'd like to continue or work with these sentences in any way. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The princess was cursed by the witch and fell into a deep sleep. 2. After grilling the fish, the smell became pervasive throughout the house. 3. Galileo theorized that the earth is round. 4. The stock expert's anticipation of the stock price was wrong. 5. He was notorious for not keeping track of time. 6. He was an inferior son compared to his father. 7. Her hypoglycemia necessitated urgently needing candy. 8. All the paintings in the museum were incinerated in the fire. 9. He hobbled on crutches and climbed onto the podium. 10. The boss's dinner order alluded to overtime work. 11. The bees were clustered around the acacia flowers. 12. The trees on the mountain were charred by this forest fire. 13. The farmer plowed the field with a cultivator to grow rice. 14. He summarized what the teacher had explained. 15. The heavy rain caused a lot of farmland to be flooded. 16. I checked the top and bottom of the USB before insertion into the port. 17. We had fun doing a jigsaw puzzle with a world map. 18. He seems to have overvalued his own abilities. 19. The government built a dam as a precaution against the drought. 20. The farmer sprayed herbicide to get rid of the weeds. Let me know if you'd like to do anything else with these. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. Superman is nearly invincible, the hero of Earth. 2. He completely disregarded the advice I gave him. 3. Respiratory diseases occur frequently during the changing seasons. 4. In the West, Friday the 13th is considered an ominous day. 5. The skeletal remains of humans were discovered from 1,000,000 years ago. 6. He was investigated by the IRS for tax evasion. 7. My daughter wanted to live independently. 8. She was a sensibly dressed office worker. 9. He, who enjoys being alone, was diagnosed with autism. 10. He was arrested by the police for stock manipulation. 11. The senior instructed the junior about the school rules. 12. This company is predominated by female employees. 13. The teacher sent the sick student to the infirmary. 14. I can't see, but I played the piano incredibly well. 15. Our family plans to partake in the marathon event. 16. He always heeded my advice, listened, and put it into practice. 17. The emperor had complete supremacy over his subjects. 18. When I was 10 years old, I was really young and naive. 19. He has tact and courage in overcoming crises. 20. She ascribed her success to her parents. Let me know if you'd like to work with these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. Living abroad was mentally exhausting. 2. The large passenger ship loomed over the horizon. 3. The chef submerged the beef in cold water. 4. I persuaded my father to buy a smartphone. 5. His goal is good, but honestly, it was unrealistic. 6. Sally liked to weave clothes with yarn by hand. 7. The two teams improved their skills by competing with each other. 8. The coach reassured the players before the match. 9. You can now make a refund requisition online. 10. The local authorities paid tribute to the king. 11. LG is said to unveil a new laptop tomorrow. 12. This machine is utilitarian, but its design is poor. 13. There was controversy over her inclusion in the national team. 14. Social leaders are expected to live a moral life. 15. Coffee shops are now ubiquitous, which makes things convenient. 16. The maximum capacity of this elevator is 1,000 kilograms. 17. Sewage treatment water is recycled after use. 18. She reproved her son for not listening to her. 19. The company went completely bankrupt due to business failure. 20. The play starts with the protagonist's long monologue. Let me know if you want to proceed further with these. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The couple divorced after 10 years of marriage. 2. I was inclined to buy a bicycle rather than a scooter. 3. She applied gel to remove the dead skin from her facial. 4. The outset of the argument between the two was trivial. 5. My friends went on the trip, but I was excluded. 6. Wearing glasses doesn't make your eyes deteriorate. 7. The newly discovered evidence vindicated her. 8. She kept yawning while watching TV late at night. 9. He showed constant interference in his friends' affairs. 10. I warned not to show disrespect to the elderly. 11. The members of a team are in an interdependent relationship. 12. We left the movie midway because it was boring. 13. The train heading to Busan derailed in Daejeon. 14. She was the most avid volleyball player on the team. 15. The river was so shallow that I could walk across it. 16. CCTV was installed for crime prevention. 17. She heated the food in the microwave. 18. It is important for everyone to practice conservation of nature. 19. Train transportation is cheap and fast. 20. The firefighting helicopters were dispatched to douse the wildfire. Let me know if you'd like to continue or modify any of these. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The scientist fertilized the egg with sperm in the ovum. 2. He studied meteorology and then made weather forecasts. 3. Our dog's tail wags when he sees his owner. 4. A tremendous tsunami caused by the earthquake befell the village. 5. Americans commonly abbreviate New York as NY. 6. Before going to bed at night, I firmly close the windows and doors. 7. Fieldwork is a part of the learning process. 8. A butterfly flying in the air became entangled in a spider's web. 9. The sun radiates heat and light to Earth. 10. I'm so dynamic that I can't stay still in one place. 11. The company offered inducement to its employees. 12. There are infinite stars in the night sky. 13. The judge discerned falsehoods in the criminal's testimony. 14. The number of casualties from the earthquake increased over time. 15. My friends chattered too much, so I couldn't concentrate on studying. 16. The lawyer used terminology that was hard to understand. 17. The doctor stitched the wound with carefulness. 18. The mortician placed the body in the coffin and closed the lid. 19. I received the confirmation email for my membership registration. 20. The CIA tortured the captured spy for information. Let me know if you need any changes or further assistance. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. Seoul is the metropolitan area of South Korea. 2. The doctor transplanted another person's liver to Mary. Through my dog has a very gentle temperament. 4. This material contains erroneous information. 5. He drank so much alcohol that he eventually vomited. 6. Jane was the greatest blessing to our family. 7. The electronics company sold various kitchen appliances. 8. The police found a discrepancy in the accomplice's statement. 9. The boy was shivering from the cold in the middle of winter. 10. Asking someone's age upon first meeting is an impolite question. 11. When a friend works hard, give them a heartfelt compliment. 12. This library was built with the support of the municipal government. 13. Her sculpture was recognized by everyone as a masterpiece. 14. Upon my decease, my daughter and son will inherit the estate. 15. I did my best to engender the trust of the customers. 16. For energy conservation, the house was insulated with thermal materials. 17. In his paintings, red is the predominant color. 18. Counseling is important to prevent delinquency in teenagers. 19. The rescuer saved survivors from the rubble. 20. What he said was merely an assumption. Let me know if you'd like to continue or modify anything. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. Even if you're really close, there can be disagreements in opinions. 2. He flunked math and has to take it again next year. 3. According to prophecy, he was destined to become a king. 4. The class presentation is held annually in the auditorium. 5. His science fiction movie influenced subsequent films. 6. Roman numerals are primarily used on clock faces. 7. A plethora of reporters surrounded the famous actress. 8. The chairman's house fence was electrified for security. 9. The villain kept harassing the street vendors. 10. The rainbow in the sky is a natural phenomenon. 11. When you subtract 3 from 10, the remainder is 7. 12. Germany annexed Austria by force. 13. The juniors requested help with tomorrow's exhibition. 14. A cavity refers to a hole in a tooth. 15. A military is necessary to defend one's realm. 16. The pill dissolved well even in cold water. 17. Mixing money and happiness equates to unhappiness. 18. The police's submission of evidence had no legal grounds. 19. The psychological depiction of the protagonist in this novel is outstanding. 20. She scorned her relatives because they were poor. Let me know if you'd like to continue or make any adjustments. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. Jenny was penitent for her wrongdoings. 2. She sternly rejected my proposal as soon as she heard it. 3. The typhoon caused devastation to the city. 4. I eat a lot of vegetables due to constipation. 5. The school applied rigorous rules to the students. 6. He had a deformed spine due to a congenital disease. 7. You should not degrade someone else's efforts. 8. He was stressed by his boss's undue work instructions. 9. Since ancient times, humans have been called egoistic beings. 10. The pathway was long between the trees. 11. We rolled down the car window to ventilate. 12. The government investigated the feasibility of constructing a new city. 13. Sweat glands help regulate body temperature by producing sweat. 14. The beacon brightly illuminated the dark night sky. 15. I really dislike her accusatory tone. 16. Lincoln emancipated the black slaves through the war. 17. He was possessed by a ghost and wandered through the village. 18. I took my pants to the dry cleaner to remove the specks. 19. The painkiller prescribed by the doctor alleviated the pain. 20. You need to specify the size when ordering shoes. Let me know if you need further assistance or would like to continue.